Hello everyone, welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports, and the British and Irish Lions tour is set to get underway tomorrow night as the British and Irish Lions take on the Sigma Johannesburg Lions at Ellis Park tomorrow, 7 o'clock South African Standard, 6 o'clock South African Standard Time is the kickoff. They've brought it forward to try and allow for the Euros, so it doesn't clash with the Euros and stuff like that. Also, the game against the Sharks next week has also been moved as well. And a very, very strong British and Irish Lions side named, and a very, very young Sigma Lions. Also, Sigma, for people who might not know, is the new Lions Curry Cup sponsor. Emirates will still sponsor the Super Rugby team, but for this weekend and for the rest of the Curry Cup, it will be known as the Sigma Lions. So, yeah, it's been quite an interesting game, and I think that it's going to be a nice sort of test to sort of see where the Sigma Lions are, and I think that they're going to have a very, very tough time, and they've made some very interesting and very big and bold selection calls. The British and Irish Lions have gone pretty strong, to be honest, and some very exciting players to watch out for, including a couple of players getting their first ever appearances for the Lions. Before you look at the two teams, please do smash like on the video, subscribe to the channel as well. We'll be live for the Springboks tonight, we'll be live for this tomorrow, we'll be live for every single Lions game. So make sure that you subscribe for all the latest Lions news. And if we look at the two sides for today, and we'll start with the home side, which are the Sigma Lions. They will be captained by 22-year-old Frankie Horn. So what an occasion it will be for him. You know, and I think what was quite exciting about this side is when Ivan van Rooyen was speaking in his press conference, which is out on the channel, he was talking about the fact that it's such a young side that there are a lot of these players who could actually play the Lions again in 12 years if they're still around in South Africa. Not necessarily for the Springboks, but for their own unions. Although I think there are a couple of players here who could be playing Springboks in 12 years' time. But the first thing that you'll notice is the second string front row that's starting. It's Nathan Mbeya, PJ Botha, and Ruan Drea. Quite interesting to go with that sort of tactic, and you know you can kind of understand it, except for the fact that you know the British and Irish Lions will be replacing one full test front row with another full test front row. So it's not really a case of their best front row being replaced. You know, so I think that's kind of where the problem comes, is that you don't really get a large drop of quality with the British and Irish Lions. But it'll be very interesting to see, you know, how those three hold up at the beginning, and once they start sort of fading off, you can then put on your sort of normal front row. Ruan Schoeman and Reynard Northnach will be the two locks. Nothing unexpected there. Ruan Schoeman has actually become quite a good enforcer for the Lions. He's really been picking up form, and he's been playing a lot better than he has recently. And Reynard Northnach, a very good leader, one for the future, very nice young player there. But it's this loose trio that has me the most excited. Sibusiso Sangweni, Vincent Chituka, and Frankie Horn. You know, their average age is sitting at 21 years old. You know, two 22-year-olds, Chituka and Horn and Sangweni as well. You know, I mean, these are some proper talented youngsters. And I think that Ivan van Rooyen was rightly saying that these are all three players who their threshold could be Springboks. You know, it would not be a surprise if over the next decade we see all three of those players being capped for the Boks. They really do look very, very special. Vincent Chituka in particular has been doing this for a long time. Frankie Horn has been very highly rated at all sort of levels. The fact that he's captaining now, you know, he's also very highly rated. And Sibusiso Sangweni has burst onto the scene and looked very, very comfortable. Dylan Smith will be the scrum half, and then another very, very exciting pick is the 20-year-old fly half Jordan Hendrickson, who's played about 3 matches of professional rugby, and he will now be starting up against the British and Irish Lions. You know, literally came from the SN 20 camp. He turned 20 on Monday. So before Monday, he was literally just 19. So very fresh as Jordan Hendrickson, but he's got so much confidence. He plays like a player who's been playing at this level for years and years and years. Him and his brother Jaden are two other players who are destined for higher honours. So very keen to see how he goes. The two wings, Raz Wakwana, will be very interesting to watch. He's been scintillating form, and I think that he'll be one of the danger man for the Lions at the back line. Jambo Lengo on the other wing has had limited amount of opportunity over the last sort of year, but he's been brought in on a string a couple of injuries. No Stian Pienaar, no Courtnall Skasan, so he'll get a chance. So a big game for him. The centre pairing of Burger Oudendal and Manuel Russ. Russ, somebody who's also not had a lot of game time. Similarly, you know, being the sort of the usual outlet centre, and played a lot of game time since about mid last year. Burger Oudendal back in the fray, hasn't played the first 2 rounds of Curry Cup, but he will come in at inside centre, and fullback with EW for you. And I think that's a bit of a worry for the Lions. I think his pace might let him down. You think you've got some very, very quick players in that British and Irish Lions team. Off the bench, Nakavasaki, Steve Satori, and Carly Sardi. That is the Lions' best front row. So let's really hope that when they come, they can try and stabilise things. The rest of the scrum will be carried by Ruan Strali and Emmanuel Chituka, both very versatile, very promising. Emmanuel Chituka also looks like a really, really nice player. I think him and Vincent could both be very, very good Springbok prospects. Morty van den Berg is a live wire scrum half, so he'll be coming on the 21 jersey. Fred Zeilinger, lots of experience, and then Dan Creel brings a little bit of physicality in that number 23 jumper. For the British and Irish Lions, Stuart Hogg will captain the side from full back. And it's a really, really good side, especially that backline. That backline is proper. So if we look at the front row, it's Wyn Jones, Jamie George, and Kyle Sinclair. Kyle Sinclair wasn't even supposed to be on the tour, so the fact that he gets a run out in the first game of the tour, I think will be very excited for him. Jamie George is very reliable at set piece, and then Wyn Jones is a very, very solid loose head. Mario Toja, Johnny Hill, the All England combination for the locks. We know about Mario Toja. Somebody's under quite a lot of scrutiny. Some people saying, maybe he shouldn't be starting for Lions, that maybe his discipline and his form, given the fact that Saracens are playing in the second division, the championship over there in England, maybe he shouldn't be in the squad. I like talking about the test squad. So I think he's someone who's got something a little bit to prove. And then a very, very big loose trio of Courtney Laws, Hamish Watson, and Falatau. Hamish Watson is a fantastic player. I really enjoy watching him. Courtney Laws brings in a lot of bulk. He's just a very big player, and then Talapa Falatau is a really big ball carrier. So I think the loose trio battle should be very interesting. Can Tutuka front up against Courtney Laws? Can Sangweni nullify Hamish Watson? Can Frankie Horn and have a go at Falatau? It's going to be a very, very interesting loose trio battle. And then it's a very exciting halfback combination, Addy Price and Finn Russell. I really like watching Finn Russell play. He's a very exciting player, a bit of a maverick. Plays his rugby in France for racing. The two wings, Josh Adams and Louis Rees-Zammit against Bakana is going to be a fantastic battle. I think those are going to be the two really I'm keen to watch. I think Josh Adams is going to have a very interesting battle against Jumbo Lenga. Jumbo Lenga is a much bigger player, but Josh Adams obviously a very good finisher and lots of pace there. Owen Farrell and Chris Harris are the centre pairing. I'm a massive Chris Harris fan. I think he's very, very good defensively, so I think that he's going to organise that defence very well. And then we all know that Owen Farrell is a world-class player. Whether he's in the best form or not, he's a leader. He's a very important player for the Lions, and I think it's interesting that he's playing at 12. I think it kind of gives us a little bit of insight of where he will play throughout the tour. It'll probably be Dan Bigger, who I think has probably got one hand on the number 10 jersey already for the test. So this is Finn Russell's chance to sort of say, maybe it's not, maybe it shouldn't be Dan. Maybe I'm deserved to play in there. And then off the bench, Luke and Dickey, Michael Vinapola, and Zana Ferguson will be the replacement front row. Then you've got Ian Henderson and Sam Simmons, who's been in terrific form in the Premiership, scoring a lot of tries, has Sam Simmons. A bit of a surprise pick by Warren Gatlin, so keen to see how he goes. Garrett Davies, Bundy Aki, and Elliot Daly. So lots of experience and a lot of power coming off the bench, especially in the form of Aki, who's a very, very direct player, very physical, and very strong. So it should be a really good clash. Obviously the British and Irish Lions are the favourites by a country mile. But Ivan van Rooyen was right. He said, we're gonna give it a go. He said, there's no point being conservative. There's no point going into the game thinking we can try and grind something out. We're gonna have to go out there and play our game. We have to throw the ball around. We have to be confident. We have to just try and give a good account of ourselves. We are representing South African rugby. So it should be a really interesting game for the Sigma Lions. I'm very keen to see how it happens. Before that, we will have the Springboks tonight. We'll be live for that Currie Cup as well. My score prediction for this, I think if the Lions can get within 30 points and score 1 or 2 tries, that'll be a good day in the office for them, talking about the Sigma Lions. Obviously, the British and Irish Lions are favoured to win. They should win. It's one of those things, it's an interesting game to play because as the British and Irish Lions, you go out there, but you're expected to win. And if you don't win, it's almost a bit embarrassing, that a team of 23 test internationals, you've got World Cup finalists in this British and Irish Lions side. And in the Sigma Lions, you've got one international player, former international player in Ruan Dre. Nobody else in that Lions side has played international rugby. And so, it's one of those games where you've got nothing to gain. It's one of those sort of situations, I think. For British and Irish Lions, you don't actually have much to gain because if you win, everybody says, well, you expect to win. But if you lose, then it's a bit of an embarrassing thing. So, and for the Sigma Lions, you've got nothing to lose, everything to gain. You're not expected to win. So what happens if you can go and create an upset? Go and write your names into the history books of rugby. So it should be really, really fun. I'm really keen. I'm just excited the tour is going to get underway. Please smash like on the video, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think is going to happen in this game. We'll be live for it, so I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching. Please do keep safe. My name is Steven, and I'll chat to you guys very soon.